Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3 Episode 4 The Land of Opportunity. Lorenzo has blindfolded Monet and brought her and Drew and Cane to a mural for Zeke. Diana showed up late, and right after she pulls up with flowers for the mural, Rage Cop shows up. Despite being suspended, he is continuing to harass Monet in her face.
He might as well have "I want to die" tattooed on his forehead. Like, please kill here.
You know? Like, in her face, you're going to walk up to her and talk to her?
How many people got to tell you to stop?
Monet has everybody get together for a family meeting and then cuts off Diana as if she's no longer part of the family because she got the chance to go to school. Monet, chill out. Chill out. Chill out.
No. But then where they end up with her and by the end of this episode, seeing how they started out, or she started out, oh my God.
Yep.
Oh my God. No, I'd have been like, suck it easy.
Right. Monet asks Lorenzo about how business is going, and Cane answers for him. As Drew and Cane are explaining their connections, she looks at Lorenzo, who seems frustrated. Knowing that she killed Frank, she thinks the Castillo homeboys and their fearless gay leader can't be trusted. Cane disagrees with shutting down the Castillo connection, and she asks Lorenzo if he agrees. And of course he does, because he agrees to everything Cane says. Drew and Monet ponder on what's going on with Lorenzo and Cane.
We're looking for rare moments where Monet shows some sort of character attribute that isn't irritation or violence.
Frustration. Yes.
Frustration. And so this is one of those rare moments where, for some reason, Monet is not the smartest one in the room. I think Lorenzo knows that all of this that Cane got going on is horse shit. But she's the one with the most gravitas, I guess, that's going to say something about it. And where usually she would probably just go along with whatever's being said, she's sniffing it out too. Like, hey, yo, this sounds like a bad move to me.
Well, she's not in her living room crying about Zeke now, so she can obviously open her eyes a little bit more, which now she can see what's going on a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
ADA Sullivan and Sachs have gotten together for dinner, and he asks for Theo Rollins' unredacted case file. She turns it around and asks for evidence for her RICO case. Sachs provides the picture of Tariq and Monet in Davis's office, and then Blanca calls Sullivan. While she walks away, Sachs notices her other phone going off and took a picture of the number. He wonders why the DA office is giving out hoe phones, and she claims it's for CIs.
I was really trying to figure out if Sachs was actually jealous or if he was just digging for information, because I get the feeling that Sachs is the type of guy who's, at the experiences that he's had being, working in criminal investigations and also working with criminals, I think he's a guy who's very prone to play both sides.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Sachs is at with all of this now. As much as he's gathering information for his girlfriend on Davis, he's gathering information on her and her investigation for Davis. At some point, that's going to come to play because Sachs is a snake who can shed his skin rapidly.
Yeah.
He can go from being this stand-up CI, which I called, by the way. Just wanted to throw that out there. That I told you that Sachs was the PI.
But she also says that the phone was for CIs too. So
that's
she
how
obviously
he knew it was bullshit.
Okay.
That's why he was mad. He like, bitch, I'm your CI, and I don't call that phone. I ain't got that number. I ain't even know it exists. You talking about this for CIs?
I think she's also calling Lauren her CI, and that was Lauren calling her, obviously.
Blanca knows about. Well, I guess I'm kind of hopping ahead in the story here, but Blanca knows about Lauren, so why? She's saying my CI. I think she already knows about Lauren. She probably was talking about Sachs because she knows that Blanca knows that Sachs is a fuck up and a crook.
So apparently she's also playing both sides by not letting Sachs know about the actual CI she has, or vice versa.
Right. Yep.
Tariq, who again should be giving all extra money to Noma, has now gone from a BMW to a Porsche. Brayden calls him out on not driving a BMW, and Tariq explains that he meant a black man walking.
Black man walking.
Corny little black man dad joke there, but
I mean, it's not exactly an inconspicuous car, but he got a big time internship at a Wall Street firm, you know what I mean, a brokerage firm. So, maybe he got It's halfway believable. It
I feel
seems
like
like he's driving a car that's as nice as one of the people that actually work at the firm and not just interning there.
sure. I was gonna say I
But
feel
yeah,
like those internships aren't usually paid too. When you're working at a
yeah. I
Wall
mean,
Street firm
hey,
like
look.
that, they're like, I don't gotta
I
pay
guess
you.
he can bullshit it. He's got $1 million inheritance come in. His family is rich and known in New York City. He got all these wealthy connections. It makes sense for him to be driving that car, right?
Fam.
As we'll see, in the little social experiment that they did in the
Hmm.
classroom
Hmm.
today, which I thought was, oh, that was beautiful.
That was pretty well done.
Finally, somebody gets it.
Yeah, but no, pay Noma off. Stop with this bullshit. Effie walks to the spot and Cane takes her phone out of her hand, which she gets upset for good reason. He then states that he wanted to see if her phone was broke since she didn't hit him back. He then tells her he respects her for taking care of Lauren for the team. Fam, this whole flirting thing you've got with Effie, relax.
Is
Stop.
it a budding relationship though?
Eventually. I think they're setting it up to
Uh,
be one eventually. Not
uh,
this season, though.
I don't want it. I don't want to see them two together. That sounds like bad business.
I would agree.
That sounds like everybody should be scared. You gonna give Kane a brain? One that he trusts to, one that he like will actually sit there and listen to halfway to. Oh my god.
Especially when you literally just undermined said brain in this episode, but we'll talk about that later. Bootleg Jeffrey from Bel Air calls Brayden a pale little gnome and still has doubts about the team, especially since now they have to move guns.
Every time I see this dude, man, my eyes roll. Every time I see it, my eyes roll.
It's like, what are you
If
doing
you was
here?
really that big and bad, you wouldn't be so talkative. All of the big bad number twos that I can remember was quiet and they was deadly until they needed to speak. Right? Mike Ehrmantraut at Breaking Bad. Ugh, that's the guy, right? Also, Snowfall. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody watches Queen of the South. Pote. Pote didn't open up his mouth until it was time to do something. You know what I'm saying? Be that guy. Don't be the annoying assistant because you
No.
get killed first.
He has to make a snarky comment every episode, and then that's it.
You got to show me something. Like, you cutting off the white boy's hand in the park to get the ring back. That wasn't it. I don't care. I don't care.
You know who a good number two was? Chef for Mecca.
And yeah, Chef was a good. Yeah.
He was quiet,
Still,
and then
that was still so that relationship was mad vague.
Yeah.
And then they killed him, and it never led back to anything. It was like maybe it'll play a role down the line or something. I don't know, but it's like nothing got explained. From
maybe the next big bad for Power Book 2 will be Chef's family or some shit, and they come to America, and we do this all over again.
Chef was working with Mika. Where is he now?
If it does happen, we wrote it first. The class sets up a social experiment where everybody has to step forward or backward based on several different prompts relating to race and gender, or I guess relating to privilege in general. This causes the class to have a real conversation about privilege, both white privilege and gender privilege.
So, Tariq is part of the privileged class.
Yep.
So just so that we all know that.
Yep.
That this man started his drug empire from a penthouse. I just wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page. And now that I know that the writers understand that, and yet, they continued for the first 2 seasons of Ghost to build him up as this behemoth of a drug kingpin in lieu of murdering his own father, which I will never get over. At least they understand that this is a man who had every advantage blessed to him, so much so that he's in somewhat equal footing, or at least launch point, with some of his wealthy white counterparts.
He was ahead of, I think, one of the white girls, maybe?
He was ahead of the really smart white girl. I don't know what her family is. Not Brayden's cousin, but the other one.
Yep.
And her family was on public assistance.
Mm-hmm. There's about 3 white people ahead of him, but then he was ahead of at least 1 or 2 white people, and then Brew and Effie, they were all in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Effie claims she's dealing drugs to get to grad school at Stanford, and it's 50 bands a semester, and that's when she's going to go legit. She then lets Tariq know that she has to talk to him about something, but Brayden hits him up and interrupts.
You wasn't about to tell him that shit right there on the
You
fucking
know,
street.
thank you.
Oh my mama, you wasn't about to tell him that right there. I don't even know why you was pump faking like that. I gotta tell you something. What? Hold on, no, let me ignore the call. What's up? Huh? What? You wasn't about to say that shit right here.
Lorenzo pulls up on Diana, and apparently she's already made the money from selling drugs, which, okay.
With who? To who? We ain't seen her make a single transaction.
Thank you. And then he tries to re-up. She declines, and he asks if she's too good now and that she's Ivy League. I don't even.
Too good. I'm in college. I'm in college.
I don't know how she got that off, and I don't know how he expects her to get it off.
I've been too good for this bullshit.
Facts.
You sent me here for a reason. If this is what you wanted, you could have put me on the corner. You had to send me to Stansfield to do this shit.
Monet is talking to Davis about Rage Cop. Davis gives her an idea that Diana should go to talk to him, and Monet's dumbass says that she should do a B&E on Rage Cop to find documents.
Yo.
Like, no.
He like, all right, we're going to play it cool, keep everything, according to the plan. We should be okay. I'm going to break into his house. What in the fuck did you just hear come out my mouth? You didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear anything I said. Nothing. I said we're going to play it cool. Cool is not breaking into the police officer's house. What's wrong with you?
I need to know what he has on me. Still? Really?
He's suspended. He can't do shit with it.
Isn't that the reason you went to meet up with him with Davis? And then
she couldn't keep her mouth shut.
And then let information go?
Yo, she Cane problem. She the reason why Cane can't get right and do things meticulously, and he's always escalating the situation. It's because of Monet.
Yep.
Yep. It's Monet. Monet is the reason why Cane is so fucked.
Absolutely. Lucas is meeting with Chris Partlow from The Wire, which a bunch of people commented and made sure you knew that. Yeah, and Tariq is there as his token. Lucas calls RSJ the Black Elon Musk, and he ain't really fuck with it. That's when bro asked about Ghost, and Tariq sidesteps his question. RSJ says nah to everything Lucas is talking about, and then gives Tariq advice on his inheritance. Lucas is flabbergasted and asks Tariq what's going on, and Tariq lets him know what RSJ is all about. Lucas gets pissed and threatens Tariq's internship over it, which is exactly the dumb shit that RSJ doesn't want to join your firm over.
It really is some lame ass shit, because if you wanted my input on this prospective black client, why don't you fucking ask me? Or am I permitted to just speak out of turn around here? Is that how it's gonna go? I got the green light to talk when I want to talk? Is that how it is? Let me know. Just tell me what rules we playing by, fam. Because I have a sneaky suspicion that if Tariq would have said something prior to him asking for his input, he'd have told him to stay in his intern place.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yep. And I'm using intern for YouTube reasons.
Yeah. Yep.
But now that he had some insight that you didn't ask him to provide in lieu of your failure, let me put the squeeze on you, see if I can get a different result.
And now it's his responsibility to get a billionaire to join his firm.
So now, do you think he knows James personally?
I don't know. Judging based off of what he ends up getting, I think he was just kind of hinting at I want that, so make sure you get that over to me. I don't know if he knew him personally. Maybe it's possible, but I don't think so at this point.
I mean, so James obviously was making his way or making his name known in the New York scene, working with Stern, having Truth, obviously the political career and ascendance there towards the end. So, I mean, it's hard to believe that they wouldn't have, passed or been in the same circle at least once or twice, especially when we find out about what Tariq is actually going to, do to try to get him into the fold. Even that slight little connection there is a little telling.
Yeah. Yep. Gordo, the Castillo leader, and Drew are talking about how business is going in Drew's penthouse, and Drew seems to finally want to celebrate. Gordo seems weirded out by the whole thing because they were play cousins, and he doesn't want to mix business and pleasure. He then gives Drew some advice about gaining respect, but then also gives him advice about where he can sell his guns.
I don't trust this nigga. Right when Everett slides out, all of a sudden, here come the new, the new shiny object in front of Drew's eyes. And, tell me some more information about what's going on in your family. And, I can help you with that, Drew. But, I keep my business and my personal separate. We should just be friends. Nigga, you about to be false. Never mind. I ain't about to say what I was about to say. But you about to be doing some shit to get some information in a minute while you over here talking about keeping your personal and your business. Your personal about to be your business in a second.
Yikes. We'll see. Oh, and that R&B music in the background cut off as soon as Cane walked into the room. I thought that was hilarious. And bro switched up. He put some bass in his voice. I was like, okay, all right.
Yo, he was real spicy this episode. I didn't get this much in the first episode. He was hella spicy.
Yeah. Yep.
He was like at least when he was talking to Drew, his guard was down, so like it was like his voice was a little bit more feminine. As when he was talking to Lorenzo and Cane, he was like, yeah, it was a group decision. Everybody all right with that? Huh? Y'all good?
The group decision thing was a little spicy too, but
it was a group decision and we all stand by it. You good with that?
It wasn't as spicy as this.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I keep my personal and my business separate. And then when he was with Cane and Lorenzo, we was like, it was a business decision. Y'all good? All right. Hi, Drewski.
But then he walks out of the room. He's like, oh, yeah, we were just talking about business. And then storms out of the room. Like, okay, all right, bro.
What up, Uncle Renzo?
Yeah. Tate claims that he has no dirt on RSJ when Tariq asks. Apparently, RSJ is a troll for people's reaction. Tate gives him the advice to figure out what it is that he wants. Then Tate asks for a donation, and Tariq acts like he ain't got it when he just bought a fucking car.
Yeah, fam, you got $5,000. Take that his money and stop bullshitting. But I do like the interactions between Tate and Tariq. They're some of the best on the show.
I agree with that.
Lorenz Tate is an amazing actor, man, and like some of the performances that we get, like Method Man or Lorenz Tate, dude that plays Cane.
Yeah,
he's really good. Like, it's such a stark comparison then when we get Mary J in the focus. It just be taking me out of it sometimes. So like it makes me appreciate some of these scenes with Lorenz because it helps me snap back into the mode of the show, the power. Like it feels very, very satirical. It feels almost like parody sometimes when I'm watching with Mary J. But nah, Lorenz Tate was dope in that whole exchange. You wouldn't happen to know anything about the murder of Mecca, would you? No, I didn't even know him. But you know Bitcoin. Send me my money.
like he plays, and we know Lorenz Tate can play a bevy of different styles, but he plays slimy here very well.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. 88 Sullivan gives Sax the case file, and once again, Sax is trying to hang out with her a little bit more, and then both of her phones go off, and it's Blanca and her CI. Mm-hmm. Sax claims that he can follow her after accusing her of fucking someone else, which I thought was dumb at first, but then I realized he's just trying to get info on what's happening.
Yeah, yep.
Sullivan then reintroduces Blanca and Sax, and it seems Sax also wants Tariq, so of course Blanca allows it.
He knows what to say. I thought she was gonna get a little bit more mad than that, but he know what to say to get her on board.
Yeah, I can get Tariq. Oh, you can? Oh, you can join.
I can't get myself invested in, the cops closing in on the organization right now because I know somebody's going to fuck up. Yeah. Somebody is going to take evidence where they shouldn't have. They're going to use some dirty tactics to get some information. They're going to have sex with a witness. Something is going to happen that delegitimizes this entire case. Because right now it looks like they got him dead to rights, right? Lauren told Sullivan about the spot on top of the roof. Mm-hmm. She also told him about the interactions with Tariq, which gives corroboration to the whole theory of, Monet being the pinhead or Tariq being the pinhead. But she actually redefined it because Kevin told them that it was Monet who was the head of the snake. And so now Lauren corroborates that. They had the alignment messed up. And now, through Lauren, they've been able to corroborate what the actual structure was.
Yeah.
So it looks like they got him dead to rights. We already know Effie is storing work up there for her part of the business going out to the Ivies. Like, not that they're gonna find it right away, but they definitely gonna sit on it.
Yeah.
They're definitely gonna sit on it and see how you doing it. Between that, obviously, everything they got on Monet with Carrie Milgram, and then the attempted murder of Lauren. So they got a lot of pieces here. They just need a few more things to bring it all together. They need something from Sachs to make it concrete.
Cane is still holding Zeke's murder over Lorenzo's head, and he even goes as far as to state that he runs the family now. I legit thought that Lorenzo would hit him right then and there, but...
How bad do it got to be for you to put your hands on your child? I don't know. Because he's showing a whole lot of restraint right now.
Quite a bit.
Which, it ultimately pays off. It pays off because, I mean, he couldn't have done anything but just make it worse by fighting with Cane. But, man, he a good one.
Diana and the TA are attempting to study, but instead they're making out. They stop in the TA...
Studying? He got his shirt off. You have on lingerie. What kind of study session is this?
They stop, and the TA asks about her writing down independence while in the class. The TA states that he saw her with her brother and Pops and wonders if she needs to do more to break apart from them.
Hey, fam, mind your business. Or you get dealt with.
Especially when you know who her family is.
And then also, like, well, yeah, I seen you hanging out with your dad and your... You see me hanging out with who? Your dad and my brother... I'm sorry, who the fuck am I supposed to be hanging out with? My dad and my brother? Like, what the hell?
Diana pulls up on Rage Cop to find out who really killed Zeke for Monet. She lets Rage Cop know that Monet sent her there to lie to her and claims that she has evidence for Monet laundering. I literally wrote it as money laundering, and it auto-corrected it to Monet. That's kind of funny.
I was sitting there the whole time. I was like, you dumb. You dumb as hell. Why are you doing this? You dumb as hell. Stop it. Stop. You were supposed to go there and give him the drop. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, this nigga is going to be alone. He's suspended. He's going to be in a house. That sounds like a recipe for getting your ass shot.
Yeah. Yep.
You took out the security cameras. That's a recipe for getting your ass shot. The more I thought about it, I was like, damn, so he going to be there alone at night. Ain't nobody supposed to be there. He going to break into the house. If somebody shoot his ass, they well within his rights.
Yeah. Yep. Brayden finally meets Lorenzo. Cane cuts Drew out of his own deal, and of course Lorenzo lets it happen. Stupid move since none of y'all know these guys.
None of y'all. But it's more of Cane's bullshit. It's more of Cane's BS.
Yep.
Right? Trying to run everything, trying to be ahead of everything, trying to boss everybody. He's proving it to himself that he's not ready.
Yeah.
Like, you trying to be your dad. You're trying to be Lorenzo, and it's not working. It's not working out, fam. It don't look right. All this shit stink that you got going on over here.
Facts. The DEA has a CI with the racist group, and Blanca gets the scoop that the Castillo/Tejadas may be moving guns now.
With all of the snitches and the information that these folks get, you would think they'd be able to bust every drug dealer. Yeah, we know the deal's going down tonight. Man, if that's all you gotta do is sit back in the office and wait for the deal to go down, why ain't all the drug dealers off the street? It's just that easy. Yeah, we got a tip that a drug deal's going down. And we think it's them linking up with them. And then we have somebody sitting on the penthouse and we seen their cars there. Man, y'all doing some damn good police work to not be arresting anyone.
Tariq gives up the building from the QCP, which we haven't heard about in quite a while.
Yo, that was a interesting callback, and that's what got me thinking about whether or not RSJ had any ties to Ghost. Also thought it was a little shot back to his dad to be able to dissolve that property and knock it down because, you know, in season 6, Ghost was putting a lot on getting that project up and running as a... He would call it a memorial to Raina. I would call it a shrine. And that was his way of kind of easing his conscience around what happened to Raina with Ray Ray.
Yeah.
Which man is still nuts. Shot her outside of a school. R.I.P. Raina, man.
Facts.
That was a sad ass moment in Power.
Facts.
But in any case, Tariq, having it demolished or selling it to RSJ so that he can have it demolished and complete his development project is just another one of those sticking points. When they open up that casket underground to exhume Ghost's body and it ain't nothing in there, that'll be one of the first things Ghost come back and holler at Tariq about. You took away the QCP, nigga. Huh? Nigga. I knew you was gonna do that shit. That's why I had RSJ buy it for me, little nigga.
That would be crazy. Brayden pulls up on the racist white dudes to supply them with the guns, and one of the guys asks where he knows Gordo from, and bro seems skeptical about the price.
If he upstrap on you right now, Brayden gonna shit himself.
Thank you. I was like, you sound real bad right now since you don't have to murder anybody.
Real good as long as didn't nobody grab a gun.
If you don't have to kill anybody,
nobody pull out a gun, Brayden's good. if it's shit talking and banter, we're okay. If it's gunplay, I am diarrhea flow down my leg.
Absolutely.
I didn't mean it, bro. It's just jokes, bro.
How none of these gangsters didn't know that the white boys were following them, and why they thought holding up in a motel to count the money was a good idea.
No, not these gangsters. Cane. Brayden dropped the money off and got the fuck out. Lorenzo was like, hey, yo, we are sitting ducks in this damn hotel room in their city, right? Like doing business with them. We need to go. These men, they done flanked them. They done surrounded the whole hotel room. Oh, Lord.
Such a stupid move.
Because Cane want to count the money right then and there.
Such a dumb move. Luckily, Drew and Gordo followed them as well. Lorenzo definitely doesn't owe Cane anymore after that, but it seems Cane has the genius idea to check back to see if they still had the guns, which actually was a smart move in this case.
Absolutely. Now I get to tow their case.
As he wraps up Gordo and they wrap up what happened that night, it turns out Gordo may be cool with them being together after all.
Call back to what Monet said in the beginning of this episode. Yeah, I don't like it. Frank was a snitch, but he had to die, and now they in the organization. Like, I know we was family before, but it's some bad blood there. Like, you need to watch out. And so now that Gordo is Gordo and Drew have a connection. They know the most susceptible person in the family to get through is Drew.
Yeah.
He's hiding his true identity to a certain degree, right? And so that's going to lead him to have a lot of private moments away from the family. If I can get in there, that's my end. That's how I'll find out what really happened to Frank, what really happened to Mecca, what's going on with this whole situation. We'll be able to know for ourselves what really is and what really ain't, and not just taking lip service from Cane and Lorenzo.
And what happened to their plug?
Like, I believe, honestly, half of it is just the old school conservative family versus their newer LGBTQ son or sibling or whatever. It's already drug itself out. You know what I'm saying? With the whole Drew arc. So like, we don't need to do that again. It would be a lot more interesting if it was espionage. And maybe there's some real relationship budding there as well, but the impetus of it, the start of it was espionage. For sure. We're gonna get you in there. We know Drew gay. We know you do what you do. Work your magic.
We know Drew gay. Rage Cop pulls up to do a B&E and comes in and finds out that Diana's there. She calls the cops, and then Monet pulls a gun on bro.
Damn, how are you even the slightest bit confused once Diana is sitting on the steps with her phone? Wait, no, you're not supposed to be here. What's going on? You're set up, dummy.
Yeah, I thought they were going to let it play out, that the cops would show up, and then she'd let the cops take care of it. But it's Monet, so of course not.
Monet is remedial, and she don't know how to follow instructions. All right, we got him here. He done broke into the house. You called the police. One thing you got to do is sit and wait, and he probably going to get fired. And all of this shit goes away, like, for good. Done. Well, not all of it. But at least the harassing, the showing up, and sitting on your house, all of that stuff goes away.
Yeah.
But no, No. What does she do? She shoots the man, which is sure to lead to an investigation. Which means the cops are going to be even more in your ass than they were before.
Yep.
She's a genius.
Yeah.
She's so stupid, it's genius.
After discussing the RSJ deal, Tariq wonders if he can pull up on Effie in Stanford. Instead of telling him again about Lauren, she puts that thing on him.
Damn, it was Cap. She was never going to tell him.
I
That's
agree.
why she was so hard on Brayden, because shit, if you really wanted him to know and you couldn't do it, you would have let Brayden tell him.
Yep.
Except you don't want him to know, because you know it's probably over with after he finds out. So you don't want him to know.
Yeah.
You was never going to tell him. You definitely wasn't going to tell him in the middle of the street.
No.
Right, that was nuts. And you for sure wasn't about to tell him. You forgot. You stopped me from walking away, and you said, "Hey, I need to speak to you about something." Got real serious and real sad. And now I'm asking you to do about it again. Now you tell me you forgot and you taking off your clothes. I'm gonna think in his head first. Something ain't right with you, and that's gonna stick with Tariq. Right? That whole series of events will be in the back of his mind until something else reminds him of it. Or if Effie is caught not being honest about something else, here in the midst of the season, but that's going to come back.
Yeah. And that's when she'll end up with Cane.
Power Universe need to be scared if Effie get with Cane. That's just not, don't give Cane a brain. Just don't do it.
Speaking of which, Effie texts Cane to shut the hell up about Lauren because things aren't working with Tariq. Too bad Lauren ain't dead, so this will end up bad anyway.
How about the next time we see each other, we can talk about this so that there's not a text record of me telling you not to tell Tariq something.
No, she had to tell him right then and there at like 3 a.m.
Because you trust Cane so much that he would never use this against you to get something from you, right?
I know, right?
Like another body or drugs or money or sex. If Effie ends up sleeping with Cane to keep her secret about Lauren from Tariq, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
How the mighty have fallen. That would be the worst.
That
would be the worst for Effie. I'd be very disappointed.
I agree. Angela's nephew Junior is DEA, or the actor. I guess they may have chose the same actor, and they're not supposed to be the same character. But yes, it's the same guy. The guy who played her nephew is now a DEA agent.
Wait. Angie? Nephew?
Yeah, remember?
Did I miss this?
Paz's son.
He's a DEA agent?
He's the DEA agent at the end of the show. Same guy, same actor. I don't know if they're supposed to be, I don't know if that's the character, but the same actor is the, yeah.
Fam, you about to make me pull this shit back up. So the first person that was at the house, the DEA agent at the end of the episode,
that told Blanca about the racist CI.
that was Paz's son?
Yeah, that was that same actor, at least. I don't know if they're trying to say that Paz's son is now DEA, but that's the same actor. Like, maybe they just repurposed the actor, or maybe they're trying to say that he went DEA. One of the two.
Damn.
Yeah, they went back for a nice little Easter egg.
I wonder if that's going to play a role. That may be how the investigation get fucked up, because Jamie cashed out on Paz after Angela.
Yep.
And I'm sure whatever education her son received was as a result of Jamie.
Yep.
Ooh, okay, Ghost. Okay, let's see if they acknowledge it. If he's just another character and he's in there playing somebody else, but he was Paz's son, like he plays dual characters in the series, I'm not interested.
I feel like
but
she
if
said a
play
name.
A long game here, that's interesting.
Monet reads through some case documents, and Drew walks in and makes sure she's okay. Apparently, she's staying at the penthouse while everything gets figured out. Davis admits to not reading through the case file, which is absolutely wild as a lawyer. Yikes. Apparently, said case files implicates Lorenzo as Zeke's murder because his fingerprints were there.
Well, there's a partial print there.
Yeah.
It ain't, But damn, dog, you didn't have the wherewithal to glove up? Like,
No. No.
what the fuck? A partial print where? Where'd you leave it? I wanted Lorenzo to be able to tell Monet because I felt like that was the only way that Monet wasn't immediately about to pull a gun and shoot him. As if he was the one that tells her the mistake that he made. Monet gonna kill Lorenzo, man.
I was gonna say maybe now's the time to talk about the fact that there is supposedly a funeral scene this season, and Cane and Drew are pallbearers.
Lorenzo.
I think that's what everybody believes.
Lorenzo's gonna get got. He probably should have just fessed up to it in the onset because then we could have had a legitimate conversation about how all this shit happened in the first place. And now you done hid it. You know what I mean? It looks ugly. Looks ugly.
It does. I agree.
That's it for me, man. Give us your thoughts about episode 4 and what you expect to happen in episode 5 in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come back every week for another Power Book Ghost review.
Absolutely. And make sure that you check out our previous recap on episode 1 through 3. And then make sure you check out our recaps on Power Book 2 Ghost, Power Book 3 Raising Canaan, Power Book 4 Force. And make sure you subscribe. We'll be talking about the rest of the season as it moves forward.